To another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. Warm-up 21 should be coming up as soon as you log in. Get started, please. Give some time for that. Copy and go. Okay. So, I think we got it, yes? Conclusion for number one. Tell your neighbor a conclusion for number one. 6 students were asked how many hours of sleep they got on Sunday night. What's your conclusion from your bell curve and your data? Tell your neighbor, please. See if they agree. All right, looks like Brandon Doherty is done. What is your conclusion, Brandon? I couldn't hear. Oh, almost there. Okay. Okay, we're waiting and just a reminder, this is being recorded. All right. Go ahead, Brandon Doherty, with your answer. The norm of hours of sleep on Sunday night is between what and what? 3.8 and 10.4. Okay, hands, have you got that as the norm? Okay, looks about right. It's a good observation, but it's not a total conclusion from the situation. The situation is as follows. 6 students were asked how many hours of sleep they got on Sunday night. We found the norm. Now, with that information, tell your neighbor what would be an observation of a conclusion to that problem. Now that you have the norm, tell your neighbor your conclusion. All right. Looks like Mia's got it. Very good, Mia. Brandon, pass someone. Ooh, and I'll return it back to Brandon. Now that you thought about it, what is your conclusion? That was pretty good, right? Woo! Let's go. 4 of the students fall in the norm of sleep. 10Q. Hands, if you agree with that? That's about right. All right. Number 2, it says classify the variable. When selecting the valedictorian and salutatorian, schools look at all grades from elementary to high school and compute the GPA of each candidate. Tell your neighbor which classification that is for that variable. Classification. All right, Brandon, pass someone. What do you think, Chloe? You put what? Interval? Hands, do you agree with interval? That is correct, because this one has a very specific ranking, and they really need to know who's going to be at the top of the top. Now, you could argue and say, well, Mr. Q, aren't they writing GPAs? Can you make ratios? Yes, but since they're just using the highest score, we're not going to do ratios. We're just going to go by the ranking. All right, copy the agenda, please. Warm-up number 21, statistics and probability. We're still in the middle of the properly introducing all the main concepts before we move on. And tonight's home play, only 7 problems for data sampling methods. Data sampling methods. All right, we good? How about now? How about now? All right, copy the code for the access to your home play. This one is not, you might find it in the book, you might not, but just for the sake of being safe, write this code down, MSUJD, MSUJD. Once again, that gives you access to the presentation. Just scroll through the screens till you hit the home plate. Now, last night's home play was events. Go ahead and go to Canvas, turn that in, please. Or odds, my bad. Was it odds or events? All right, hold on. Let me double check. Page 10. Odds, right? Yeah, come on now. Yes, odds. And there's also another one in there that's called even, so there you go. And tonight's look like this. Let's go. All right. So, with that said, get a Cornell note ready, please. Today we're still in the middle of statistics and probability, but today we're going to be looking at data sampling methods. I can identify data sampling methods. Diana, can you get, Santi? So, today, like I said, we're going to be looking at data sampling methods. But before we do, tell your neighbor the definition for statistics in your own words. Statistics, what are they? Your own words. All right, type it in there. Let's go. 20 seconds. Yeah, yesterday I was bragging to parents. I'm like, oh man, they know this at the drop of a hat. They got this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 3. Mississippi. Mississippi. All right, here's one from one of your colleagues. No particular order. All right. So, with that said, write this down on your paper. Data collection. There's 3 most common ways of collecting data that are out there, and you've probably been a victim of all 3 of them. The first one, and data collection is by surveys. Here's the first one. The first one, you've gotten this by mail. Has anybody gotten any in your mail, those envelopes that have questions? No. They sent something, well, maybe it's just me. They sent something from the television broadcast network, and they send us $1 every year in the envelope for us to just fill out like questions about TV. Yeah, it's weird. So maybe it's just me and my wife. Let's go. So we get $2 every year for free. So that's one of them. Another one, very common. You've probably gotten some of these calls via phone. They're like, yes, we're calling from, do you have like 5 minutes of your time, da, da, da. That's a very common one. Telemarketers, you guys heard that, right? And the third one, you probably bumped into people at the mall. Personal interview. They stop people at the mall or at different places in front of a store, and they're like, do you have a little bit of time? I just have some questions for you. Is that okay? I'm just going to get milk. You know what I'm saying? And they want you to take like a 30-question questionnaire. So those are the 3 most common ones: by mail, by telephone, and personal interview. You got them? All right. Now, Surveys, like I said, surveys are meant to gather a bunch of information at once, okay? Now, data sampling. Data sampling is when you want information, but in a very specific way, Write this down. Data sampling methods, there's 4 of them. Random, skip a couple of lines, then write number 2, systematic. Skip a couple of lines, number 3 is stratified. Skip a couple of lines, and number 4, cluster sampling. And for these, I'm not going to give you definitions. You're actually going to write your own definitions. Woo. Oh yeah, we got this. All right. So, did everybody get a card over here from the front? Yes? No? Okay, they're right here. Come get one, please, because I'm going to demonstrate all 4 of them using those cards. Okay. And when I call your number, that group, the first group that I call, are going to come up and dance to a song that I play. Just kidding. You guys are like, what? You should have seen your faces. That was funny. Oh, man. However, believe it or not, when I was at Frank Wright, we used to play, we used to have like a review game before a quarter test with Jeopardy, and the losing team had to dance at the end before they left. Let's go. We should do that here, right? You're like, no. Come on, Brandon. All right. Y'all ready? Okay, so check this out. I'm going to have my attendance roster over here. And on my attendance roster, your names come next to a number because they're in alphabetical order. So, you know, first person is number 1 and so on and so forth. So if I was to get my list, give me a second. So I have my list. I'm going to wipe out all the names, and I'm only going by the number because they are in order, okay? However, in order for it to be completely, not according to a specific list, you have a number. So I'm going to start by calling out numbers to collect data. And I'm only going to ask you 3 questions, all right? So I'm going to collect that data, I'm going to type it in, and I'm going to record that data because this is what we call data sampling. So the first one I'm going to do is called random sampling. Are we there? So on random sampling, I'm going to get, here it is. I'm going to get my cup, and I'm going to shake it. I'm going to pull out a number, 12. Who has 12? Okay, that's the first one. I'll set it aside. I'm going to shake this again. 23. Who's got 23? Okay, that's the second person. Shake it again. 5. Who's got 5? Okay. Probably went to the restroom. Okay. Shake it again. 18. Who's got 18? 18. That's another person. 3. We've got 3. All right. So once I get my group, I call you guys over, and I'm going to ask you those 3 questions that I said, but only the ones I called. Think about what just happened. What did I do in order to get that group and ask them questions? Talk it over to your neighbor. What process did I do in order for me to get that group together? All right. So, if you were to write a definition for random sampling, that's what I just did. Random sampling. Tell your neighbor, what would you write as a definition? What is a definition for random sampling? All right, random sampling. What would be our definition? Who went last? Who? Brandon, pass someone. Oh, Colleen, pass someone. Vianney. Sampling done with no specific order. In parentheses, what is the one word that we're going to write? Random. That is correct. Hands if you agree with that. All right. Not bad, not bad. So once I select randomly, whatever people that I pull out, those are the subjects that I'm going to enter. Okay, here goes the next one. Y'all ready? For the next one, I'm going to select a group, and they're going to tell me, I'm going to interview them, and they're going to tell me what hobbies they do as soon as they get home. I want to hear everything you do from the time you get home to the time you go to sleep so I can pull out the hobbies. Ready? But now I'm going to select like this. Ready? Here we go. Systematic. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, Amelia. 1, 2, 3, Alessandra. 1, 2, 3, Maximus. 1, 2, 3, Araceli. 1, 2, 3, Gianni. 1, 2, 3, Santi. 1, 2, 3, Colleen. That's one group. And I'll interview those. Another, and let me do this in case I wanted another group, I would be like, let me do another systematic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Mario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Araceli. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Yanni. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Brandon. Think about it. What am I doing in selecting the group? What am I doing? That's called systematic. Talk it over your neighbors, see if you can come up with a definition. Systematic sampling. All right? Okay. All right. So, Vianney, pass someone for the definition on systematic sampling. Mario, sampling done by choosing an order, in parentheses, elaborate on that. What do you write in a parentheses? What order? Specific, okay. Specific. Yeah, but give in parentheses like the example. What would be the specific order? What are you talking about? Close. Did I pick the first person? The second? No, I went to the what? Okay. Third person or the fifth person. So then you can write here third or fifth or seventh. But you need to have a specific order, and it's called a system. You have to have a specific system of selecting those subjects. All right? You all ready? All right, next. Here we go. Data sampling method number 3, called stratified. Stratified, ready? Okay. So my first group, when I call your name, stand up. All right, here we go. Let's go with Samuel, Logan, Mario, Carter, stand up, guys, stand up. Maximus, Austin S., Curran, Santi, AJ, and Brandon. That's my first group, and the rest is my second group. So think about it. Look around. How did I stratify? How did I stratify? Talk it over your neighbor. How did I stratify? What was the strategy? What did I stratify by? All right, have a seat, guys. Have a seat. Sampling done by. All right, tell your neighbor. Done by what? What did I do? What is it? By separating groups. In this case, what was the target? What did I use? Yeah, boys, girls. Another way of separating would be I would call maybe the tallest people in the room and leave the other ones at the end for the second group, and so on and so forth. Another way of doing stratified sampling, I would say, okay, those of you with big feet, get over here, boom. And then the rest over here. So there's a specific strategy in the way you sample, okay? All right, let's go to cluster. Right, ready? Cluster. Cluster has something very specific, so do this. Get your card. I want all my red people over here. All the black people over there. Yeah, get up. Do that right now. Oh, they're over here. All the green over here in the front. Green. So we got red, black, green, and then blue over there in the corner. Okay. And Amelia's going to be my assistant since she asked purple, probably. Woo! So check this out. So now that I have, where are my reds? Okay, over here, please. Oh, orange, you can fit in the rest here. All right, so check this out. So now that I grouped you in a specific form, now I'm going to do this. Watch. Let me go with the greens, Colleen, Austin. Oh, green over here. Okay. Not Vianney. Not bad. Vianney, Aleska, and Aaron J. I'm going to select them from that group. And that group only. All right, talk it over to your neighbor. Definition for cluster sampling. Cluster sampling. All right, have a seat, have a seat. Looks like we got it. Cluster sampling. Who went last? Mario, pick someone. Max, sampling done by separating into groups. That was done first. And then? So we separated into groups. Then what did I do? Choose from a specific group. Choose from a specific group. And that's going to be my data sampling group that I'm going to use for getting all the information. Okay? So, now that we have kind of a feel to it, I'm going to give you a situation, and you're going to share with your neighbor what kind of sampling is going to be done with that group. Here we go. Example number 1. What kind of sampling is being used? Out of 16 school districts in the Imperial Valley, 1 was selected to collect records for 1 school day on the number of referrals issued for that day. Talk to your neighbor. What kind of sampling is that? What kind of sampling is that? All right, looks like Melina's got it. What do you think, Melina? Cluster, hands if you agree with cluster. That is correct, because they are separated into districts, and then they select from 1 district to do the survey. Okay. Example number, let's go to number 3. It reads, at El Centro Costco, every 10th family size Dorito bag is selected to measure if the net content weight is accurate. The purpose is to see if the Dorito packing machine is working properly. Tell your neighbor what kind of sampling that is. What kind of sampling is that? What kind of sampling? All right. Dayeli, what kind of sampling is that? What is it? Systematic. Hands if you agree with that? Yeah, because we wrote 3rd, 5th, 7th, 10th. And yeah, anytime you see something like that, that's a systematic way of collecting data. And believe it or not, guys, they make a lot of money on the missing weight of chips, believe it or not. I remember when I was going and I was getting my bachelor's degree, they told us to do a something specific so that we can do a statistical study. So what I did, I went and bought a box of those the little bags of Doritos. So I started getting all the chips out, counting the chips per bag. I know. But I was able to share with the class at the end after I touched them all. So anyways, I found that at least 1 all the way up to 3 chips were missing in each bag. So think about a box of Doritos, of the little bags, 3 chips per bag. That's a lot of chips missing, right? Somebody's making bucks right there. Anyways, here we go. Number 4. Mr. Q concealed the names of his students on Nearpod, which there is a button, you guys seen that I can hide the names. Assign numbers to each instead and write them on index cards. Then uses the index cards to randomly select a small group to answer questions. Tell your neighbor what kind of sampling that would be. What kind of sampling is that? All right. Looks like Mario's got it. Well, let's go with Carter. What do you think? Help him out, Mario. All right, let me show you the experience. Ready? So I hide your names. I give you numbers. I get all the index cards and start selecting from those index cards. Random. Hands if you agree with that. Random. Yes, that is correct. So with that said, on the screen, let me send you the screen. I want you to write me in your own words a definition for each of those now that you experience the whole thing. In your own words, what would be a definition for random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified, and cluster? Go. Thank you. Next. Close your notebooks really quick. We started off today with the 3 most common ways of doing surveys. Don't tell your neighbor, this is for you. Type them on the screen. What are the 3 most common surveys that you've seen or that are used? 3 most common. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One of your colleagues on your screen, by mail, phone calls, and personal interviews. Hands, you got something like that? All right. Last but not least, quick poll on your screen. How comfortable are you with data collection and sampling techniques? For those of you following on YouTube, make sure you go and do your extra practice. There it is on the screen. And for the rest of you, you have the code that you can access. I'm going to stop the video right there. Catch you guys next time. Peace.